Hi, David Vieira here, Vice President of Arpin Van Lines. Welcome back to another segment of On the Road. Today we speak to Tommy Olson. Tommy has been in the household goods business for over 35 years. He is certainly an elite driver and has left hundreds of positive and happy customers along the way. Let's hear from Tommy.
I'm Tom Olson, and I am an owner-operator at Arpin Van Lines. Quick history about me is I'm from Brooklyn, New York. Moved to Florida for a few years, and I'm currently residing in Memphis, Tennessee. Funny story, I used to bowl as a kid on Saturday mornings, and I used to pass across Pan American Van Lines back in the day. And one Saturday afternoon, walking home from bowling, I hear this loud, deep voice, "Hey kid!" I turn around, there's this huge gentleman. "You want to make $20? Yeah, sure. I mean, $20 was like $1,000, as a kid. And I helped him in the warehouse there at Pan American for an hour or two. Well, that wound up turning into an every Saturday day thing, which led into local, which led into being a driver, and here I am 35 years later, still hearing that man yell at me, "Hey kid!" I have been lucky enough to have been selected for the AMSA Supervan Operator 2008. I was selected as Mayflower Transit Driver of the Year, Continental Fleet, 2013. And then another accomplishment, which I hold dear to my heart, is 3 years in a row Agency Driver of the Year, which being consistent is pretty hard to do with competition being so tough. A lot of good drivers out here. So 3 years in a row, I'm very proud of that. Well, there's a lot of categories that go into being selected as Driver of the Year or just winning awards. There's customer service awards, there's safeties involved, on time, cargo claims, and all of these add up into one big category as a driver. And being good at that is what gets you to where you're at. I manage expectations from a shipper by when I initially do my walkthrough, when I get there with my crew and I ring the doorbell and I introduce myself, introduce my crew, and we do a walkthrough each room. And when we're in that room, I ask them about concerns. Do you have any concerns of anything in this room? And I do that in every room. And so that way I know that this means something to them. And then when we're done with the walkthrough, is there any other concerns, such as delivery date, or what time we're going to be done today? Do you have anything planned? Those kind of things, and get on the same time level with them. Prepping the house is one of the first things that you would do. But prepping the house is extremely important because you want to protect the dwelling for the obvious reasons. You don't want to cause damage for yourself or for them. And it's also safety. When you have something padded up and if you accidentally nudge something, that's protected, the piece is protected, so preparation is vitally important. Making alliances with agencies, other drivers, is extremely important. As big as the moving industry is, it's a very small world. And I mean, I know people from 30 years ago that I haven't talked to in 5-6 years, and I can pick up the phone and they'll know who I am even though they haven't seen me in 5 years. But you never know when you're gonna need help. You never know where you're going to be or what situation you might be in where you're there. And hey, I can call this agency or I can call this guy that loaded with me one time. Making friends is imperative. You need friends in this business, absolutely. Well, that's like a two-part question. because if my wife is going to see this video, I can't tell you the truth. Favorite foods is, I'm a Brooklyn kid. Give me a slice of pizza and a Coke and I'm good to go. Fold it over and just like Saturday Night Fever. He walks up to the pizza parlor and give me 2 slices, puts them one on top of the other, and you're all set. Just, once again, it's hard to visit places being working all the time, but I'm all about the sports. I like going to stadiums, arenas, and things of that nature. When I do have time, it would be nice to do a cultural thing, like a museum, but that's tough to come by because you're so busy all the time. Why did I go to Arpin? I have had this long career, and I'm a driver that hasn't been with many van lines. I've only been with 2 before Arpin. Why Arpin? And the best analogy I can give you to answer this question is, take a baseball player. He's playing on a baseball team, loves his team, has great relationships with all the other players, does his best every game, but ever since he was a little kid, he wanted to play for the Yankees. And Paul Arpin is my New York Yankees. I want to come play at Yankee Stadium and be with the best. And that's why I chose Paul Arpin. A lot of history here. I want to be part of it. And they have welcomed me with open arms, and it's just been a great feeling ever since the get-go.
Dave Arpin.
My pleasure to meet you, sir.
Nice to meet you, and welcome to Arpin Van Lines.
Thank you.
Understand you've spent the last 35 years of your life in the moving business.
Yes, sir. That's correct.
Like a lot of us.
Yes.
Yeah, I understand you, the last 15 years, you've been with Mayflower Transit.
Yes, sir.
All-American out of Memphis, Tennessee, and I understand you were Mayflower's Driver of the Year in 2013.
Yes.
That's no small feat. That's great. And also, seeing that I was chairman of the American Moving and Storage Association, I know that you were the Driver of the Year for the AMSA in 2008, which is a huge accomplishment. So I can't tell you how happy we are to have you here at Arpin Van Lines to lend that kind of expertise to our customers.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah. So for the next 35 years, you're here, you're not going anywhere, and you're going to take all of that goodwill, all you've learned, to the Arpin customers and make them customers for life.
You can count on that.
Well, thank you, and welcome to the Arpin family.
Thank you, sir.
Wow, what a career. Thank you very much, Tom, for sharing that with us. And thank you for being an elite driver for Arpin Van Lines for many, many years. And like you said, we look forward to many more years to come. Thank you very much. Drive safe, everybody, and stay tuned for another segment of On the Road.